All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Black I'm Gonna Podcast, guys. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, it's a big game today. Arsenal versus Sunderland, 3-0 victors. Literally victors. Um, I'm gonna give you a quick match reaction breakdown of the game today. Nothing too crazy, nothing too long. Just some key moments. All right, so I feel like in the first half, the all-around play was very good. We were on the front foot. We were probing. Constantly asking questions. The goal was taking a while to come. Still, a lot of the play was a little bit too slow for my liking, but it was a lot better than in previous games. Um, so in the 40th minute, that I don't know what kind of tackle you would want to refer to that as, but that Broby tackle on Zubimendi, bro. Honestly, like I don't know what VAR is doing, but for me, all day, that is a red card. For me, all day, that is a red card. That just seems like where on the foot it is. Didn't get any of the ball, and it just looked like one of those tackles that could have just taken a player out of the game for the rest of the season, or even worse. Because a lot of times when we refer to a career-ending tackle, we talk about it in a way of the player's career being completely over. But sometimes you can be a player still and your career is over because if it was an ankle injury, you lost mobility in the ankle, like players like Diaby who continue to play, but they might as well have been retired because they'll play one game and then they'll go missing for a couple of months. And then, so for me, it was one of those tackles that was just needless, was reckless. And for me, I would have given a red card. All right. Right after that, Zubimendi bounced back after that tackle and scored Arsenal's first goal of the game. Um, it was one of those goals that reminded me of like pool. When you're playing pool, like corner pocket, like precision, intelligence, accuracy. It was one of those goals for me. So I was very impressed by it. Obviously, Zubimendi is a quality player, so we never our expectations are very broad. So when he pulls off something like that, we're not surprised, but we are surprised. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, Arsenal were on the ascendancy, was shot after shot, attack after attack. Going into the end of the first half, it was just constant and incessant. Um, Second half, we came out and we started on the back foot. Again, guys, I don't know what's happening at halftime. I don't know what these conversations are like. I don't know who are making these, who are giving these pep talks, these ones that you really, you give a champions conversation. I know we're winning, but still, it doesn't matter. But we continue to win, so I guess it's not that important. All right, so in the 65th minute, so Gyökeres at this point, Jesus comes off, Gyökeres is on the field. Um, Also, uh, yeah, so Gyökeres is on the field, 65th minute. A lot of passes, probing again. Rice, Trossard, Rice, Trossard, Rice, Trossard. Havertz comes into the mix. Rice, Trossard, Havertz, constant passing, pick one touches, tight spaces, guys. These guys are holding a low block. Tight spaces, we continue to pass, and then Havertz is in the right position and decides to be the one to take the chance, puts that final ball into Gyökeres, who has to improvise in some sense to get his shot off, but did well to take his shot and also did well to score his goal. So we're 2 nil up at that point. Um, and then in the 93rd minute, so at this point, both Gyökeres and Martinelli on the field, obviously, because we countered through Martinelli. Um, to me it was one of those counter attacks that showed a lot of skill and pace because he still had some work to do. He still had to at the point at which he receives the ball and touches it, that first touch takes him away. So his defender has to turn to now chase him and he's not catching Martinelli. But that first touch is a telling touch, like that first touch in the Bayern Munich game that puts the ball around Manuel Neuer. similar touch in a sense, where he takes the ball away from his man to the point where either the keeper in the Bayern in terms of the Bayern game and in the defender here against Sunderland weren't able to recover, and he was through in on goal. And though he was through in on goal, he decided to be unselfish and poke the ball away to Gyökeres, or poke the ball towards Gyökeres, who then tapped in. Gyökeres looked like he wasn't really expecting that, by the way, because he almost had to hurry his step to get to it, but he did well to get to it, and that's the 93rd minute. So I mean, the game had ended long before that, um, and even so from the 90, it was 6 minutes additional time, and between the 90th minute and the 96th minute, Arsenal were just looking like they were going to add a fourth and a fifth and a sixth. It was like it was really, really intense, incessant, and constant by Arsenal. But anyways, guys, and that was the end of the game. I was very impressed. I would say that was a top level performance. Very patient at times. At time, so patient that it was driving me crazy. But I know what to expect from my team, and I never. I'm not one of those fans that lack belief. I might not be happy with everything I see, but I'll never go into a game, especially these days, um, lacking belief, or wondering if we're going to be able to get it. We're more than capable. So, anyways, guys, so 9 points clear, guys, top of the Premier League, putting pressure on Man City, who has a game against Liverpool at Anfield, and we know how where Liverpool are right now. They're ascending. They're in good form. They have all their players back from AFCON, all the players back from injury. A lot of good players looking really sharp. Salah looking good again. Ekitike looking good. As usual, he's their player of the season by a countryman. But the players looking like they want to give Man City a bit of a bother. And we know how Man City are leaking goals at the moment. All right. So, and with the pressure, it might even cause them to make some mistakes. So yeah, guys. So that's where I'm at right now. For the predicted lineup that I gave before the game, I only got one wrong. And it was Havertz who started over Eze. And in hindsight, I feel like that was the right decision. It's just that I just didn't know how much game time or how much load that they want to give to Havertz, because he just came back from a long injury, had some setbacks, and has been playing cameos in what I would refer to as high intensity games, like the Chelsea Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. I know we went into that winning, but still, a lot of um, high intensity games. All right, so let me know in the comment section what you thought about the game, guys. I thought we were top. I thought that things are looking very positive. I thought that Yokere's got 2 goals. That does a lot for his confidence. The team looks like they're in a good moment, and that's what you want to see going into the tail end of the season, guys. Something like 13 games left. That's what you want to see. Like Pep Guardiola always talks about the team that grows into the league, right? Team that grows. You always look usually when you're looking for a champion side, is always a team that starts to get better as the season winds down. And Arsenal look like they're definitely getting better. All right, guys. So peace and love. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Lifelong Gunner podcast, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button to help your boy out. And let me know in the comment section what you thought about the game. Did you think he got the lineup wrong? What you thought about Yokere's goal? Who should start as a forward for Arsenal? And we're so lucky, by the way, guys. A last point. We're so lucky to have Havertz. Um, Such a multifaceted player, such a dynamic player, such a player of flexibility in terms of play and position, pause, where you can play him on the field. He's one of our best midfielders, but also one of our best strikers. Um, and also has played wing back for Germany. So I mean, it's enormous to have him back, guys, and I'm really happy about that. But anyways, guys, I'm more peace and love, and I'll see you on the next episode.